I want to send this message out to all my black fathers or black dads or whatever the political correct phrase is for this year. This message is for you guys, for us guys. And yes, I'm talking to the real dads out there who actually wants to be a part of their children's lives more than 4 days a month, more than every other Thursday, and more than just sending a check to the children's mother every month. To the ones that are tired of being labeled as deadbeat, all because the system and maybe the child's mother has put you through so much that after so many thousands of dollars in the courtroom, money that could be used actually for the child has to go to attorney fees and court costs and all that bullcoin. This message is definitely for you. And anyone who knows anyone in this situation, you definitely should forward this, share this message on any social media page that you may have, through your emails, through your cell phone, text messages, or what have you. This message definitely needs to get out. Now, we all know that the child support visitation is a racket, but I'll explain that, get into a little more detail on that later. But those of you who are in support of a 50-50 split between the mother and the father over the custody of their children, I need you guys to attend a rally at the state capitol in Austin on March 13th at 8:30 a.m. to support House Bill 453. This bill aims to give children equal time with both parents. Now, a bill like this is in effect in 5 other states, and this is something that actually should be passed in every state of the union. Now, research has shown that children grow up healthier mentally and physically when they spend more time with their fathers. But even with that said, there hasn't been a significant reform in state custody laws since 1970. So this bill is very much needed to be passed. This bill will also address visitation denial and family abduction, like when there's a separation or a divorce and all of a sudden the wife takes the kids and move out of state and then tries to get a divorce there, and then the father has pretty much no rights because the kids are already gone, set up shop somewhere else in the state, got an address, and now the dad is trying to fight for visitation, and he's already fighting an uphill battle. Now, I personally feel that a 50-50 custody law would start both parents off on an equal playing field, which could drastically reduce court costs for the father. Because when you go to court, 9 times out of 10, the judge is going to be in favor of the mother having full or majority custody of the child. I mean, she would have to come in to the courthouse with a crack pipe in the other hand, a baby in another hand, with a dirty diaper, no clothes, and a pimp around her neck before a judge say, well, I guess, Father, you would, the child would be better off with you. Now, this may not be, work in every situation, because you got some variables like the distance between the parents, or you may have domestic abuse in histories, etc. But again, starting off on a 50-50 playing field, then you can adjust it to where it could be still fair and equal. And the father doesn't have to fight uphill, paying thousands of dollars in court costs just to be able to see his own child. Now, similar bills like this have died before in Congress. I believe it's due to the financial ramifications of the state. Now, what I mean by that is, what you may not know is that the federal government is allowed to give back, quote unquote, incentive payments to the state for performances based on child support collection, paternity establishment, and administration costs, and etc. Now, why do they allow this? Because they feel that many divorced women will end up on the TANF system or the welfare system, and the state has very little money to support these systems. So, in other words, the less the non-custodial parent sees the child, the more child support payments are generated. There's a study that's out there that says that about 75% of all non-custodial parents or dads or what have you only sees their child 5.5 days out of the month, which is ridiculous for a man who's trying to be a part of his children's lives every day. Because unless there's, like, say, some major domestic violence issues in the house, I don't see why a dad should not be able to see his child anytime he gets ready without a court order being signed. It's ridiculous. But for me, the key issue for this 50-50 visitation law, HB 453, remember, look it up. The biggest thing with me is when you have 50-50 custody, you can almost or should be able to eliminate mandated child support or get them payments dropped drastically, because you're both taking care of the child on equal field. So when the child is at your house, you're spending money and everything and time with them, and when they're at the other parent's house, same goal. So why am I paying you to take care of my child when I'm doing the exact same thing you're doing? So that's the reason why we need to go down again March 13th at 8:30 on the south steps of the Capitol building in Austin and rally for the passage of this bill. Now, I'm going to leave a few links in the description box so that you can look up the details of this rally. You can also look up the House bill. Remember, it's HB 453. And you can also look up the Title 4D, which says that the federal government will give the states money the more child support payments are made in that state. And I promise you, once you read these stories, it will probably upset you as a parent even more about how deep this goes. Because once I found out about the bill and once I researched it and got an explanation of it, it upset me, but it made me also understand exactly why things are the way they are in a civil court system. And what you should understand is that every bill, every law that's passed, the majority of them has money behind it. If you adhere to a law as a citizen, you have to pay for it. If you break another law as a citizen, you have to pay for it. So either way, you're going to pay something for pretty much every law out there on the books. But anyway, like I said, if you are a dad or if you know somebody who's a father in the middle of this child support and visitation fiasco in this system, get this word out. Like I say, forward it. Just get it out any way you can so that we can all be down there in Austin rallying for us and for our brothers. United as one. We like to fight for the immigrants, the LGBT, the Native Americans with their pipeline fight. We like to join their causes, but this is a cause that, where we can support black fathers, because a lot of black fathers are deemed deadbeat dads for whatever reason, and a lot of times it has nothing to do with them. A lot of times it has something to do with the relationship between the mother and father. A lot of times it does have to do with you go to court and nothing is solved on one court visit. You got to go back to court for years, so you have to pay a lawyer. And if you can't afford a lawyer, then you definitely are not going to get the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's just the way the system is set up. And up until now, there's no way around it. But if we can get this bill passed, I mean, it will do a lot for fathers everywhere. Like I say, this is passed in 5 other states. Let's allow this to be the 6th state. And then we can help brothers in other states so we can get it passed nationwide. And so that we can show that, you know, all of us, or the majority of us, are fit to be parents to our children on an equal basis. So instead of the baby's mother telling people, yeah, he's a good father because he sends this check every month, I think I'd rather for them to say, yeah, he's a great father because he has his child half the time, so no, he doesn't pay child support, but he takes care of his child. He sees his child in the child's life on a daily basis. Okay, before I go, I'm just asking you guys to make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that share button, comment. You can like the video, dislike the video, support the channel, which helps me support the community. Those links will be in the description box too. And until next time, peace.